Karine Jean-Pierre, she is the White House Press Secretary, affectionately known as KJP, made a statement, and it has made the rounds on social media. This is what she had to say about President Biden and the border.
The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else. He really has.
You want to hear it again?
The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else. He really has.
All right, some headlines. State of emergency. Dem governor. This is the governor of Massachusetts. She is a Democrat named Maura Healey, is deploying more than 250 National Guard troops in her state. Why? Because of the migrant crisis.
The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else. He really has.
Arizona man convicted of smuggling migrants, eluding police before a deadly crash.
The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else. He really has.
Families crossing the U.S. border illegally reach an all-time high in the month of August.
The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else. He really has.
U.S. immigration courts are mired in years-long backlog. I just want a resolution, said one migrant.
The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else. He really has.
She gets about 10 Pinocchios for that one. I know her job is to shine a good light on things happening at the White House. This is absolutely absurd. One of the things we are seeing, though, the one spot of good news that I've seen with this is you've got states like Massachusetts and states like New York that are run by very far left liberal mindsets. And I'm not. When I say those things, it's not an accusation. I'm just acknowledging these are people on the president's side of the aisle. The governor of Massachusetts declares a state of emergency. The mayor of New York is saying that the governor of New York is not doing enough. The governor of New York and the mayor of New York have both said the White House isn't doing enough. The White House has said the two of them are responsible for handling things the wrong way. The mayor in Chicago, people in Illinois, leaders in Illinois have also said more needs to be done. Washington, D.C. is asking for more help in dealing with this. So it isn't just Texas. It isn't just Arizona. It isn't Ron DeSantis in Florida. This is a national issue. It is a national problem that is beginning to get national attention. There are things that ring true and there are things that don't. I am someone that has admitted very openly, I don't like the policies of Joe Biden. I didn't vote for Joe Biden. I won't vote for Joe Biden. I'm very clear in my politics. But there are a lot of people out there that just say leaders are leaders. I don't care if they're Republican. I don't care if they're Democrat. I don't think any of them do a good job. I don't like them. I want the government to stay out of my way. They don't have a political axe to grind with the ideology of Joe Biden. They want results. They're not dumb either. They see what's happening. The American people look at some very key areas of performance by this administration, and there is a reason why his poll numbers are so bad. And when it comes to the border, independent voters think he is doing an abysmal job. And it is, let's go back. This is Eric Adams. This is the mayor of New York saying this is a national problem.
We need the national government to stand up. This is not a New York City issue. This is a national issue.
So when I say it, I'm just being a political partisan person attacking a Democrat because I'm a Republican. No, I'm an American, and I live in Arizona, and I've been here for 28 and a half years. And I've watched this border issue fester. I have, under multiple presidents, I've been down to the border. I've talked with people that live on the border. I stay in touch with them. I've been to Texas. I've been to McAllen, Texas, on the border, doing kind of a humanitarian effort for a weekend and trying to help that town out where they don't have the same resources that a New York City has, and yet they continue to deal with this issue. The American people are not dumb. You can stand up at a press conference and say something as silly as you just heard her say, that he has done more to secure the border than anyone. He really has. And they're going to have a laundry list of things. There is almost no one that believes that. The best defense you get of this president's handling of the border is saying, well, no president's been able to fix it. Go all the way back to Reagan. Reagan couldn't fix it. You're right. No president has fixed it. And no president has ever presided over a worse time than this. You haven't seen it. It is worse now than ever. Millions of people. And it isn't lock the door and throw away the key. I don't have that mentality, and most Americans don't either. But you're looking at the wrong people. We've talked about the Afghan refugees. There are people from Afghanistan who are truly fleeing for their lives from Taliban control. Many of the people that are in this country, many of them right here in our community, in the valley, have traveled here from Afghanistan that helped the Americans and allied troops in that country for decades and helped them, and it made their lives easier, and many times it saved American lives. And when the Taliban took over, their lives are in trouble. Their lives are in danger. They are waiting in asylum lines because the asylum courts are so booked that they're waiting years for adjudication on their asylum case. Is that fair? You guys want to talk about fairness. Is that fair? It absolutely is not fair. We deserve an immigration system. As Americans, we deserve an immigration system we can be proud of. We do not have one. It is worse now than it's ever been, and this administration is ignoring it. The Vice President of the United States was charged with fixing this problem. Why is no one holding her feet to the fire? Why isn't the media demanding answers? What they did was, the one narrative that was out there was, are you going to visit the border? Because she hadn't. And she joked around. She got off an airplane, I think it was, and are you going to go to the border? And she laughed because she has that nervous laugh when she gets confronted. And she said, not today, very sarcastically. So eventually the pressure got to her because of all the questions that were being asked. And she went down to El Paso for about an hour and a half. She gave a speech and she left, never to be seen again. That's an unacceptable result. And until the pressure is put on her to answer what she is actually doing, until the American people start seeing some results, the American people have every right to ask, what are you doing and why is this still happening? There is nothing humane about any of this. Any of this.